6 Taylor Sheridan movies every Yellowstone fan should watch. Writer and director Taylor Sheridan is well known for creating the hit neo-Western TV series, Yellowstone, and as it turns out, some of his movies scratch the same exact itch. First released in 2018, Yellowstone is a family epic centered on the Duttons, who own the largest contiguous ranch in the United States. Struggling against environmental changes and political conspiracies, the Duttons must try to protect their livelihoods. Filled with violence, drama, and classic Western tropes, Yellowstone has become a favorite among countless audiences. However, with the show nearing its series finale, these other Sheridan projects are worth checking out. Over the course of his career, Sheridan has worked on 8 movies and 9 TV shows as a writer, director, and producer. His series, like Yellowstone and Landman, are quite well known, especially among longtime fans, yet his movies often go under the radar. This is an unfortunate trend, as several of Sheridan's movies have the same themes and atmospheres as Yellowstone, even if their genre is a bit different. By watching the following 6 Sheridan movies, audiences may be able to relive the magic of watching Yellowstone for the first time. Over the course of his career, Sheridan has worked on 8 movies and 9 TV shows as a writer, director, and producer. His series, like Yellowstone and Landman, are quite well known, especially among longtime fans, yet his movies often go under the radar. This is an unfortunate trend, as several of Sheridan's movies have the same themes and atmospheres as Yellowstone, even if their genre is a bit different. By watching the following 6 Sheridan movies, audiences may be able to relive the magic of watching Yellowstone for the first time. Sheridan's latest film endeavor is a good place to start for Yellowstone lovers. Released in 2023, this movie focuses on 2 brothers who grew up on different sides of the tracks, but reunite in Boston as adults. In desperate straits, the brothers get help from an organized crime syndicate and fall into a dangerous situation involving an innocent young woman. The pair must figure out how to escape their circumstances alive. At first glance, Finest Kind seems to have nothing to do with Yellowstone. Its setting is completely different, and the characters' struggles are different. Yet at the center of Finest Kind is family and difficult relationships, and this is what makes it a good companion to Yellowstone. Regardless of its Northeast setting, Finest Kind follows somewhat morally corrupt men who realize they want to be better, but need to overcome their personal issues at the same time. Arguably, they are good examples of Sheridan's neo-Western cowboys. Another Sheridan project that goes beyond the typical neo-Western is Sicario. This crime thriller centers on FBI agent Kate Macer, who works hard to stand out in a male-dominated field. Because of her achievements, she receives a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity from a mysterious government official to join a task force where she will take part in the war on drugs. Alongside suspicious new peers, Macer travels to the U.S.-Mexico border to take on the cartel. Sicario is not just a great pick for Yellowstone fans, but is a genuinely awesome movie. With a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, Sicario is the type of movie that will keep audiences guessing at the edge of their seats until the credits roll. Denis Villeneuve showcases his incredible directing skills, while Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin prove their acting chops. Overall, Sicario includes the same undercover crime conspiracies as Yellowstone, and offers just as much thrilling violence. Of course, it is nearly impossible to promote Sicario without bringing up its sequel, Sicario, Day of the Soldado. In this film, Macer's colleagues, Matt Graver and Alejandro Gillick, return to the U.S.-Mexico border when the cartel begins transporting terrorists into the United States. The 2 agents take a drug kingpin's daughter into custody as collateral, leading to several difficult moral decisions as they try to decide her fate. Sicario. Day of Soldado may not be as well loved as its predecessor, but arguably it's an even better fit for Yellowstone lovers. At the center of the film is a serious moral issue that goes beyond the criminal vs. law enforcement plot of the first film. Graver and Gillick have a task to complete in taking down the cartel, but the appearance of the daughter creates problems that complicate the scenario. All in all, Sicario, Day of Soldado is perfect for those who love Yellowstone's morally gray characters and storylines. Returning to the West, a Sheridan movie that deserves way more attention is Those Who Wish Me Dead. This movie begins with a young boy named Connor who is on the run from two killers in the midst of a raging wildfire. Connor soon finds aid in a smoke jumper named Hannah, who is struggling with the blaze. Still being targeted by criminals, Connor and Hannah must find a way to evade the killers and the fire before it is too late. Those Who Wish Me Dead is a fantastic action thriller that showcases what Sheridan does best: tension and crime. Set in the Montana wilderness, this movie has some of the rural setting of Yellowstone, but delves into a completely different story. That being said, Hannah has plenty of similarities to heroic characters, like Rip Wheeler, in that she has a duty to carry out and a moral compass that will not allow her to give up on this little boy. In the end, Those Who Wish Me Dead has all the conspiracy and high-stakes action as Yellowstone. What may be one of Sheridan's best movies of all time is Wind River. Written and directed by the Yellowstone creator, this film follows Corey Lambert, a wildlife officer, and Jane Banner, an FBI agent, both of whom are investigating the murder of a young woman on an American Indian reservation. The crime is haunting enough on its own, but as Lambert and Banner get closer to solving the case, they realize that the danger may not be completely over. Wind River is the first movie Sheridan ever wrote and directed himself, and the project proves his ability to craft a gripping story. There is a crime at the center of this story, but alongside it are themes of prejudice, Native American history, and the violent nature of the West, even in modern times. With amazing actors like Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen at the forefront of this movie, audiences will be invested from start to finish. Plus, Yellowstone actors Kelsey Asbell and Gil Birmingham also star. Ultimately, the Sheridan movie that is most like Yellowstone is Hell or High Water. This classic Western tale follows Toby, a divorced father who is devastated when his family ranch is being foreclosed on. Desperate to save his livelihood and that of his son, Toby teams up with his ex-convict brother to carry out a series of heists. On their tail is veteran Texas Ranger Marcus, who is just weeks from retirement, but won't give up on them that easily. Just like Yellowstone, Hell or High Water is the definition of a neo-Western story. The movie mixes classic Western tropes, such as the fight between lawlessness and law enforcement, with more modern drama, such as family ties and financial ruin. Chris Pine, Ben Foster, and Jeff Bridges are incredible in their roles, truly making audiences wonder who is right in this situation. Overall, Hell or High Water is a snippet of the greater Yellowstone story, and therefore is an ideal watch for fans. Taylor Sheridan has made a name for himself as a master storyteller of the modern American West. As the creator of Yellowstone, 1883, and 1923, he has captivated audiences with tales of rugged landscapes, powerful families, and the constant struggle for survival in an ever-changing world. But before he built his Yellowstone empire, Sheridan was already making waves with a collection of gripping films that explore similar themes of justice, revenge, and the untamed frontier. If you love Yellowstone and want more of Sheridan's signature storytelling, here are 6 must-watch movies that showcase his brilliance. 1. Hell or High Water, 2016. Sheridan's Academy Award-nominated screenplay for Hell or High Water is a perfect example of his ability to weave complex characters into a thrilling neo-western. Directed by David Mackenzie, the film follows two brothers, Toby, Chris Pine, and Tanner, Ben Foster, who rob Texas banks to save their family ranch. Meanwhile, a seasoned Texas Ranger, Marcus Hamilton, Jeff Bridges, is hot on their trail. The film brims with the same moral dilemmas and family bonds that define Yellowstone, making it a must-watch for fans of the Dutton story. 2. Wind River, 2017. Sheridan's directorial debut, Wind River, is a haunting murder mystery set in Wyoming's snowy wilderness. Starring Jeremy Renner as a wildlife tracker and Elizabeth Olsen as an inexperienced FBI agent, the film follows their investigation into the death of a young indigenous woman on the Wind River Indian Reservation. Like Yellowstone, Wind River explores themes of justice, grief, and the harsh realities of life in the American West. The film's emotional depth and stunning cinematography make it an unforgettable experience.